Have you ever had a problem sitting in front of you and instead of dealing with it, you hoped it would somehow sort itself out? Maybe it was a difficult conversation, a mistake at work, a customer complaint, or a project that wasn't going to plan, or even something at home that kept getting pushed to tomorrow. Most people don't enjoy problems. We avoid them, ignore them, and complain about them, or spend so much time worrying about them that we never actually do anything. The people who seem calm, confident, and successful don't usually have fewer problems than everyone else. In many cases, they have more. The difference is they know how to deal with them. They know how to think through a situation, find solutions, make decisions, and take action. That's where problem solving really is. And it's one of the most valuable skills you can develop in your career and in your life. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple problem solving skills that can help you handle challenges more effectively. Now, before we get into it, let me give you a quick introduction. Hi, I'm Jason, and for almost 20 years, I've been teaching career skills through my company, Courses for Success. And one of the things I've noticed is that people who progress the fastest in their careers are usually people who can figure things out quickly. When something goes wrong, they don't panic. They don't spend days complaining. They immediately start looking for solutions. Problem solving isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about learning how to approach challenges in a practical way. Let's look at the 5 key skills that can help you do that. The first skill is to define the real problem. A lot of people try to solve problems before they fully understand them. They see a symptom and assume they've found the cause. But often they're solving the wrong problem. For example, a manager might think an employee has a poor attitude. But after talking to them, they discover the real issue is unclear instructions. A business owner might think sales are dropping because of pricing. But the real problem is lack of traffic. At home, you might think your child isn't listening, but the issue could be that they were distracted or overwhelmed. Over the years, I've seen people waste a huge amount of time solving symptoms instead of the causes. The first question is to ask, what is actually causing the problem? The better you define the problem, the easier it becomes to find the solution. Skill number 2, stay calm and focus on facts. When problems appear, emotions often take over. We get frustrated, angry, embarrassed, or stressed. When emotions take control, overthinking usually gets worse. I've seen this many times in business. Something goes wrong, a customer complains, a system breaks. Sales suddenly drop. The first reaction is often panic. But panic rarely solves anything. The people who handle problems best learn to pause and look at the facts. What's happening? What do we know for sure? What information are we missing? What evidence do we have? When you focus on facts instead of assumptions, solutions become much easier to find. Skill number 3, generate more than one solution. One mistake people make is becoming attached to the first solution they think of. The problem with this is that your first idea isn't always your best idea. Strong problem solvers explore options. They ask, what else could we do? What other approaches are available? What haven't we considered yet? I remember situations where we had a challenge in the business and the first idea seemed obvious. But after discussing alternatives with the team, we often found a better solution we hadn't considered. Sometimes the best answer isn't immediately obvious. Giving yourself a few options improves the chances of making a better decision. Even if you end up choosing your original idea, at least you've explored alternatives first. Skill number 4, take action before everything is perfect. This is where many people get stuck. They keep researching, they keep analyzing, keep waiting. They're looking for certainty. The problem is that certainty rarely exists. At some point, you need to make a decision and take action. That doesn't mean being reckless. It means accepting that you won't always have every piece of information. I've seen people delay decisions for weeks or months or years, trying to eliminate every possible risk. Meanwhile, someone else takes action, learns from the results, adjusts, and moves forward. Problem solving is not just thinking, it's doing. Action creates feedback, and feedback creates learning. And learning helps you solve the next problem even faster. Number 5, learn from every problem. The best problem solvers don't just solve problems, they learn from them. After something happens, they ask, what worked? What didn't work? And what would I do differently next time? This is one of the reasons experience becomes so valuable. You're not just collecting years, you're collecting lessons. Every mistake teaches something. Every challenge teaches something. Every difficult situation teaches something. Over time, those lessons build confidence. You start recognizing patterns. You start seeing problems sooner. You respond faster. And situations that once felt overwhelming become much easier to handle. That's why great problem solvers tend to become more confident over time. They're not avoiding problems, they're learning from them. If you'd like to improve problem solving skills, here's a simple action plan. Number 1, before jumping into solutions, clearly define the real problem. Number 2, separate facts from assumptions. Number 3, come up with at least 3 possible solutions. Number 4, choose one and take action instead of waiting for perfection. And number 5, review the outcome and identify what you learned. The more often you practice this process, the more natural it becomes. And like any skill, problem solving improves through repetition. In conclusion, problem solving is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Whether you're dealing with challenges at work, running a business, managing a team, or simply handling everyday situations. Your ability to solve problems affects almost every area of your life. Remember, define the problem, focus on facts, explore options, take action, and learn from the outcome. Do that consistently, and you'll become far more effective at handling whatever comes your way. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to keep improving your career skills, I'll also include some free resources in the links below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.